Time for the 49ers Rush Podcast.
Our highest rated rookie on the 49ers roster countdown, and we had him, Alfred Collins at 11, Mikael Williams at 12. I mean, it was almost a tie break. I went Alfred Collins because I thought he would be an immediate day one starter. That hasn't been the case so far. I'm recording this after the very first preseason game against the Broncos, which he did play 25 snaps. It was okay, decent, nothing too great. Wasn't out there with the starters. Mikael Williams is going to be a starter. So I do believe, we definitely should have these inverted, but we did it right after the draft and before training camp. It's one of the many flaws of this process. But, Alfred Collins was the guy that I very, very much wanted the 49ers to pick, and it's going to take him some time. And I know that 49ers fans don't like that, and they want to unwrap their presents right off the bat. They want every single rookie to be starting week one. They want Nick Martin to start week one. They want Upton Stout to start week one. They want Jordan Watkins to start with Connor Colby. That's just not the way the NFL works. And whenever you're looking at first-round picks, it's a 50% hit rate for first-round picks. Second-round picks drops down to like 40%. Now, it's way too early. And if there is, if I hate whenever I use language like this, but like if there's somebody out there that say that Alfred Collins is a bust, we've played one preseason game, that is not somebody that understands football, the NFL, or just how things, it makes sense. You look at somebody like John Lynch. John Lynch didn't play for the first 3 years. Now, it's a little bit different NFL. I understand that, but shoot, look at our wide receiver that's now in a holdout situation. Juwan Jennings didn't play one game his entire rookie year. And sometimes players just need development, and whenever Alfred Collins is switching the defensive scheme from a two-gap, control the line of scrimmage scheme at Texas to a penetrating four, even man front, it's just different. It's going to take time. So let's get to know Alfred Collins, the 43rd overall pick. He is a behemoth, one of our rush crush players that, I absolutely love this dude. Loved his tape. I am a Longhorn fan, so I am biased. But he showed up in the biggest moments of the biggest games. That's what I liked most about him. Where's jersey number 95? 6'6", 332. Dude is giant. 94th percentile height of defensive lineman, 92nd percentile weight, 34 and 5/8 inch arms. He has a longer wingspan than LeBron James. I mean, just uncanny. 23 years old, 26-inch vertical, 8-inch broad jump, not great. You put in his measurables, it's hard. The way that he looks, it's Chris Jones. That's what he looks like. Now, he plays more like Akeem Hicks. That's not a negative. But can that translate to the NFL? We haven't seen it yet. He's made it through training camp, which was rough. And he's made it through his first preseason game, which was okay. There's some learning tape. Not amazing, not dominant, not any of those things. But you see the power that he possesses with his size. And if you can uncork that, wow. You know what I mean? Like, he's got the hustle. He's got the effort. Made 2 elite hustle plays in that first preseason game. Like, elite, 20 yards downfield, outside the numbers for a defensive to the biggest man on the field, hustling like no other. Like, that's huge. He's from Cedar Creek, Texas, played at Cedar Creek High School, went to the Longhorns, and waited his turn. He born and raised in Bastrop. And, Mother Benita, she played basketball at Texas, was a letter winner 5 years, 1990 and 1994. Has 3 sisters, 2 of which play basketball and run track. Family's full of athletes. High school, football, basketball, track and field. He did shot and disc, was the defensive line player of the year, not once, but 2 years for District 13 5A, and they play some ball there. Bastrop, it's small, but they still play some ball. He was a 5-star recruit, number 5 player in Texas's recruiting class, National Honor Society, and he committed to Texas over Alabama, Oklahoma A&M, Baylor, whole bunch of different schools, and was a 5th-year player at Texas. Had to wait his turn, and he just had nothing but NFL defensive line talent ahead of him, and was a rotational player up until 2024, whenever he had his best season, by far. Second-team All-American, first-team All-SEC. He's a humans, dimensions, and organization major. I love that. Played all over the line. And just because he's huge, like, that's the thing. The similarities to Chris Jones make sense because they're same size identically. But he played defensive tackle left and right side, nose tackle, nose guard, right in that 1-0 technique. He's played 4-eye. He's played 5 outside. He's played all over the place. Pete Kwiatkowski, the DC at Texas, would put him on top of tight ends at times because it was just such a mismatch. Whenever they were playing run-heavy teams that would do double tights, they'd put him over the tight end and just abuse the hell out of him. 1,700-plus college snaps over 5 years. Missed one game, but that was his redshirt rookie year where it wasn't even a health issue. There was too much depth, and he just didn't get playing time. So it never missed a game because of injury in 5 seasons, 64 out of 65 games played. His older cousin was with the 49ers as well, Trent Brown. You remember the old 7th-round pick, and then Shanahan traded him, but that's his older cousin. He's going to play a pivotal role in what the 49ers do this year. And you look at the 2024 49ers, the run game is where they struggled. Robert Saleh comes in. How do you fix that? You draft nothing but run pluggers. The first 4 picks of the draft: Kel Williams, run stuffer; Alfred Collins, run stuffer; Nick Martin, run stuffer; Upton Stout, run stuffing nickelback. That is the priority, and that is where Alfred Collins fits. They drafted in the 2nd round, 43rd pick. This was our pre-draft write-up. Elite build, potential, and upside. Best block-shedding defensive tackle in the draft. That dude just tosses people left and right. Strength of the point of attack is impressive. Violent and consistent punch. Anchors well versus duo. He has struggled with that so far through training camp. Needs more pass rush moves besides the bull rush. This was always the big concern and why Alfred Collins went in the 2nd round and not the 1st round. The way he's built, this is a 1st-round player. But right now, he's a one-way guy, and that's run game. He has to develop into the pass rush. That is the part that Chris Jones had and has that Alfred Collins hasn't developed yet. And all the beat writers putting out there, all the negatives and one-on-ones, that's not where he wins. That's not where he wins. He doesn't win in pass rush. He was a 2-gapper that has to translate into that. So that's part of it. Now, my favorite thing about him, and I wrote this in pre-draft write-up as well, will play on early downs only. Now, you look at the Broncos' first preseason game, he's playing on 3rd and long. You're trying to allow him to develop and learn what he can and can't do, but that's not what he's going to be used at for the 49ers early. He's going to get snaps week 1, guaranteed, unless an injury happens between now and then, knock on wood. But this dude's going to be in the rotation, worst-case scenario, and you're talking 25 kind of snaps a game type of a guy that can develop into more. And he needs to develop. He needs time. It's a completely different scheme. My favorite thing about him, and I mentioned this before, he made his biggest plays at the biggest moments of the season in the biggest games. You watch the OU, A&M, Georgia, you watch the playoff, college football playoff games. This dude shows up. When it's 4th down, 3rd and short, goal line, 4th quarter, watch for 95. His best games were always against the best opponents. You watch those Georgia games alone, which we have up on our Patreon page in the 49ersrush.com. You can go watch those now. Dude shows up. Amazing. So many goal line stops. And, amazing effort. That was in the, the write-up, and you saw it in the very first preseason game. It diagnosed screens very well. Stack and shed is elite. Now, he had a calf strain, and that was kind of a little bit of an issue. The contract of all the 2nd-rounders was a disaster. And so you had 2 fully guaranteed, the 33rd and 34th overall pick, then no 2nd-rounder signed for 2.5 months. Until Alfred Collins crossed the picket line. And, some 49ers fans, which I don't understand, they're like, oh, he held out. It's about him. That dude went against the entire 2nd round, all of the agents and everything, crossed the picket line, and was the first one to sign in 2.5 months of the 2nd-rounders. And he said, I didn't want to miss a day camp. And he did not. And he has not. He's been out there for every single damn day. So for the people that kind of give him a little bit of a hard time because of the contract situation, you got to put it in context. It's way more complex than that. This dude crossed, 9 people should have signed before him. He crossed all those guys, jumped to the head of the line, took less than he probably could have got if he did hold out more. He wanted to play. He's all about football. You look at Alfred Collins' career numbers: 141 tackles, 18 tackle for losses, 7 sacks, 1 interception, 12 pass breakups. That's the outlier anomaly. His length and size, he gets into the passing frame window of quarterbacks. And the very first, 4th down against the Broncos, he almost got a pass breakup. Missed it, but it was close. Would have been a turnover on downs. didn't get it, but like you're going to see that. 2 forced fumbles. He's only started 28 games out of 64. He was a rotational piece until the last 2 years. And once he got in the starting lineup, there was no moving him. Like he's uncanny. Overall grade 87.2. That's freaking awesome. And again, you want to go back to 2023, his overall grade was 79.9. Pass rush grade's not terrible, 69.8. True pass set grade 77. Like it's not bad, but he needs work there. His run defense grade 85. Off the charts. Experience 8, versatility 9, speed 4, acceleration 6. Those are the ratings. 49ers fit scale 10 out of 10. Like, and I put the tweet out there before day 2 even started the draft. The number 1 player on the 49ers big board is Alfred Collins, in my opinion. That's who they took. I don't know if he was the number 1 player or not. We'll never know that answer. But the fit just makes sense. It does. Played 16 games last year, like you said. If you're worried about like injuries and stuff, not saying he won't ever get injured, 100% injury rate in the NFL. Dude's never missed a game. 64 out of 65 games, and that one game he missed was his redshirt freshman year where he's rotated out. That was it. Never missed a game in 5 years because of injury. Can he win a starting job? Eventually, yes. Do I think he's going to be out there starting week 1? Probably not. It's possible. But he's going to have a role. This dude is playing. It's what it is. And if he can hit his ceiling, oh my gosh. And even if Alfred Collins never develops into that true pass rusher, that is where second-round defensive tackles go. That's a normal thing to draft run-plugging defensive tackles in the second round. You look at the Eagles, they did it with a top 10 pick. Like in today's NFL, if you have an elite skill set, that is worth it. Now, you want it to develop into a pass rush and a true 3-down defensive tackle. And the body, the athleticism, the tape says that can happen, but you don't rush that. Allow the young pup to develop at a pace that you're not giving him too much. Man, if he gets 20 snaps week 1, that's fine. And maybe you just increase him to about 35 snaps at the end. He's a rotational piece his rookie year. If he earns more, great. But this is a big old dude. The biggest player, one of the biggest players on the football team, if not the biggest. 6'6", 332. Him and Trent, they stand shoulder to shoulder now. I love Alfred Collins. I love his mentality. I love what he brings to the table. You got to develop more. You got to get ready for the pro game. You got to be more consistent. But can the 49ers afford to give him that time? Well, Evan Givens injured. Jordan Elliott's currently injured. That makes it harder. But number 11 on our countdown is Alfred Collins. We are 81 videos down. We got 10 more. Have to say thank you to Ben, executive producer of this episode. And for us in the 49ers Rush team, we'll just keep counting them down.